Hi everyone. In my previous video, I covered downloading and installing R and RStudio. If you are using R for the very first time, remember to download RStudio as well. RStudio is a wrap-up of R that allows us to have a nice layout or environment for our programming projects. Here are 3 tips for using R for the very first time. Ensure you have both R and RStudio installed. You can check out my previous video. RStudio provides a user-friendly interface and additional tools. Number 2, familiarize yourself with basic R syntax and data structures like vectors, data frames, and lists. This is the aim of this first series of videos about R. We will also cover, or number 3, we will also cover how to take advantage of R built-in help system. For example, the question mark, how to use the question mark together with the function name. That will allow you to find help within R. And that contains information about packages and functions, and a vast source of online resources to understand functions and troubleshoot issues. Open RStudio for the very first time. You will see a screen like this, the one that you are seeing on this slide. Click File, New File, and RScript. This shows how to do it. Alternatively, click the new script icon as shown on this same slide. Familiarize yourself with RStudio layout. There are 4 main panes: the script editor, the console, the environment history, and the files, plot, packages, help pane. This big panel here is the script editor, or simply the editor. It's where you will write all your R code. Writing your R code in the script editor keeps everything organized and easy to run. In R, you need to highlight the code you want to run and then hit Ctrl plus Enter in Windows or Command Enter in Mac. We will come back to this later. This sends the code to the console and executes it. Always save your script frequently with Ctrl S or Ctrl plus S in Windows or Command plus S in Mac. Use the symbol hash to add comments to your code. When you put hash before any line, R will not take it as a command, it will take it just as your own comment. So write the most comments you want. Comments help explain what your code does, make it easier to understand later. We will also cover examples later on. A pro tip would be that if you write a lot of code, break it into sections with comments. This makes it easier to navigate. This panel that you can see on this slide is the console. In the console, you can directly execute R commands and see the results immediately. The console is great for quick tests and running individual lines of code. If you type a command in the console and press enter, R will execute it right away. For more extensive coding, use the R script editor, but use the console to test your code snippets. To clear the console, you can press Ctrl L or Command plus L in the Mac version. We will also be covering examples of using the console later on. A pro tip about the console would be use it for debugging, fixing, and testing small chunks of code before putting them in your script. This panel here is the environment history. The environment pane shows all your active objects like data frames, variables, and functions. The history tab keeps track of all commands you have executed in the console. If you ever lose track of your variables or need to review your work, this is the place to look. You can also clear the environment by clicking the broom icon that you can see in here. But be careful, as this removes all objects. To remove specific objects from your environment, you can use the command rm, and in brackets you might put the name of the object that you want to delete. Alright, a pro tip will be you shall check the environment pane to ensure that your objects are as expected and to manage your workspace efficiently. Now, this pane here is the Files pane. The Files pane shows all the files in your current working directory. You can use it to navigate through your project files and open scripts, data files, and more. This pane also allows you to manage your files, create new folders, delete files, and rename them. Other tabs in this panel include plots, displays graphs and plots generated by your code, packages, shows installed packages and allows you to install or update them, help, provides documentation and help files, viewer, displays local web content like HTML files, and I will say that a very good tip for this panel is to use the Files pane to keep your project organized and quickly access your scripts and data. Now let's look at setting up a project in R. First of all, why setting up a project? Projects help you organize your work, keep all files in one place, and manage your workflow more efficiently. So, for instance, with a project, you can keep all scripts, data, and outputs in one directory. It simplifies paths and makes your code more portable, helps manage your environment and ensures reproducibility. And as a pro tip, always start your work in a new project to maintain an organized and efficient workflow. Okay, that's it. You are ready to set up and manage projects in RStudio. So let's get started. In order to create a new project, you shall go to click on File and then New Project. Select New Directory to create a new folder for your project. Afterwards, you need to choose New Project. Name your project and choose a location to save it. If you want to open an existing project, you can use File and Open Project. Navigate to your projects. The file extension is .rproj file and open it, or RProj. Okay, so we are making here a pause to set up your first project. So if you want to pause here the video, it's a good place for you to try it out in R. On my next video, I will explain your first command. And this command is going to help you to get or set, well, two commands to get and set your working directory. This is a folder or location on your computer where R reads from and writes to by default. We will also cover important information for interacting with R on the script and the console. So thank you for following me and see you on my next video.